Hey everybody, welcome back to 3 Generations Restoration. A little bit of an odd video today, but we got ourselves a new utility tractor here for 3 Generations Restoration. Kind of just use for moving tractors around, moving tractor parts and pallets around, doing oddballs and odds and ends around the farm. So we're going to give you a little bit of a run around of this tractor we picked up, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Kind of just a filler episode here. I'm waiting on parts for some tractors, mainly the John Deere and the F12. So let's get right into it. All right, so what we got here is a TYM LM50H. So TYM stands for Tong Ying Mulsan. Now I have to say, tractors made in Korea or made in China or whatever, made in those other countries, I'm often weary of, but mainly because parts are super hard to get. But this one's got some pretty cool attributes to it that really make it, easier to work on and made it actually a good buy. And for the price we got it for, it was kind of a no-brainer. So it's got a couple issues, which we'll get into. So it's a TYM LM50H. We're going to head and start with showing you the engine. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is a Perkins engine. Now, being that I'm a Caterpillar guy, I know that this is technically a Caterpillar engine. Caterpillar owns Perkins, and we get a lot of excavators and, little small equipment at work. And this at work, we would call this a Cat C 2.2. But since Perkins is a subsidiary of Caterpillar, this technically is a Perkins. It's got a little 4-cylinder diesel, so that's what the engine is. It's a water-cooled, naturally aspirated engine, and yeah, it's pretty nice engine. It sounds really good, and the main thing too on it is, if we look here, 170 hours. So not a lot of hours on this tractor at all. But yeah, pretty nice little engine. It's got a hydrostat transmission in it. So no clutch, just forward, backward, kind of like your conventional lawnmower. Let's get up into the seat. Kind of up here at the operator's platform, we got, tachometer, we got fuel, coolant, hours. Here's our hydrostat. So we got low, medium, and high. And then to the left of that, we got 4-wheel drive, which is pretty nice. That's this lever down here. We got ourselves, tilt wheel. Over here's the loader controls. So you got up, down, tilt in, tilt out. So yeah, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. You got your hazards, your PTO controls, throttle. The only thing currently wrong up in this area is underneath the steering wheel here, there's an HMU, a hand metering unit, which controls your power steering. And one of the seals at the top of it is leaking out. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little oil down here. I think this happened just because it's been sitting for so long. This has been sitting in a barn for probably a few years, not being used. So yeah, right here is your differential lock. It seems like there could quite possibly be an issue with that. We haven't gotten that to come to a rise yet. Either way, I still think that there could be something wrong with that, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's go look at the back. So back here we got 3-point. PTO, and that's really what makes this tractor nice. Is it's nice and small, you know, a little nimble, and the 3-point is what really sets this thing off, makes it so easy to hook up to some attachments we got, which I'm going to show you outside, that came with this tractor. 2 sets of remotes, so you got hydraulic controls, so you could hook up, I don't know, a little box blade with a ripper or certain other attachments too. But yeah, overall, pretty cool little tractor. And then it's got the loader on it. You know, pretty conventional little loader tractor. You know, up, down, tilt. It's got the quick attach coupler on the front. So let's say you had a set of forks, you could put those on. But we actually ended up just buying a set of, I don't know, I guess you call these clamp down forks for the bucket for $100, and you can't go wrong with those. So that's going to be nice for moving around pallets of tractor parts and stuff like that. But yeah, I know some of you guys are probably asking, why does it say Cabela's? Well, this tractor was actually bought at Cabela's by the guy we bought it from. So Cabela's took the TYM tractor and painted it their own color. This tractor normally would have been red. It's got the green and camo finish, which honestly, it looks pretty nice. So I think we need to go out and give this thing a bit of a test spin now, because, you know, I showed you guys around it. I want to hear it run, and I want you guys to hear it run as well. So let's go ahead and take her for a spin and see how she rides. All right, let's go ahead and fire her up. We're going to go ahead and use the glow plugs for a good 5 seconds, 5-10 seconds. Heat them cylinders up. Let's go ahead and fire her up. Foot on the brake. Kind of hear, get that nice sounding diesel engine. All right. So parking brake would have been down, and pull that down. Let's go ahead and drive this out. Go ahead and give her a little throttle. Yeah, pretty nice little tractor. So right now we're just in the medium speed. In high, when you're going down the road, this thing actually goes 20 miles an hour. That's pretty dang fast for a hydrostatic tractor. Seen how high this bucket goes, so let's go ahead and try that. Literally just bought these forks today. All right, that's it right there. Yeah, pretty nimble tractor. Like I said, this is going to be perfect for the stuff we do around here. So we got a lot of pallets of tractor parts. You know, we got 10 acres here, a land we kind of got to mess around with. A lot of it gets done by hay, but there's quite a few that we need to bush hog, and I also like to till my garden. Yeah, that's once a year. Seems like a little bit overkill, but it's a pretty nice tractor to have around nonetheless. Give you a little bit of a walk around here. Like I said, a little skeptical at TYM, Tong Yang Wushan, but I don't know. Being that this thing pretty much has a Caterpillar engine in it makes me happy. Makes that serviceable at least. So I don't know, I guess we'll take her for a little bit more of a spin and then we'll put her away, and then we'll kind of get into some of the attachments I bought for this thing. I guess I forgot to mention that the PTO seal is leaking too. Something that we're aware of. Something that we need to fix. Let's go ahead and take this thing inside. Don't want to poke my truck with the forks. That wouldn't be good. Cool down a second. Yeah, pretty nice little utility tractor. I don't know, maybe one day could be up for sale, but as for now, you know, really like the skid steer. That's good for certain things, but you can't, I mean, yeah, you can get a quick attached bush hog for the skid steer, but I want to show you what else we got with this thing. So I think we're gonna probably call it here with the tractor, but I want to go out and show you here a couple attachments that we didn't get on the same day. We got before we ended up buying the tractor, but fit this tractor really well. So let's go outside and then we'll come back here and kind of wrap the episode up. All right, everyone, so here's the first attachment. This is a Tartar Industries tiller. I think it's 6 foot. 3.6, yeah, it's 6 foot tiller. 3-point. So this is one of the items we got along with the tractor. This is a separate purchase. I did a really good job with this up at my garden this year. If you guys remember, I had a John Deere 4020 I wanted to hook that up to, and if you read here, not to exceed 45 horsepower tractors with category 1 hookup. I didn't have the right tractor to go with this. That other one is just about 45 to 50 horse, so this is perfect. Yeah. The only thing I noticed about this was the back apron is a little bit bent in, so when you ran the thing, it was hitting on the inside, as you can see over there. No big deal. I'll take our little mini excavator and flatten this out and fix that, put it back on, but this operates great. Another thing we got, this is a little 3-point middle buster. I don't know, just a little plow, I guess. I don't know what you'd call this. King cutter, so this is Farm and Fleet brand. I don't know. I don't know what we'll use it for, but for what we got this for, couldn't pass it up. Pretty nice little attachment. I'm not going to go too much into that. I got one more to show you guys, and then yeah, we'll probably call it an episode. All right, here is the last attachment we got with the tractor. This is a Woods BB720X bush hog. 3.6, yeah, so it's 6 foot wide. This is a pretty beefy bush hog. And this is actually what was on the tractor when it was in the barn. The guy we got it from had a bunch of land up in Wisconsin, and he ended up selling all of his land, so he didn't need the stuff anymore. This is, like I said, this is pretty beefy bush hog. And we like to use this just to, I don't know, we got this berm here. We like to cut the perimeter of that, cut the perimeter of the property with this bush hog. It does a good job. We had a really crappy one that I sold this year. Not crappy, but didn't look as good, didn't cut as good. So I think this will be a nice little upgrade here. But yeah, check the gearbox and everything works on this thing. It's a pretty nice little bush hog. I figure you couldn't go wrong either for what we got this for. So yeah, I think this is the last attachment we got for that tractor, but it's kind of a little thing here. You can see pallets of stuff that we got that we move around with that tractor. You might be thinking, oh, why is that hydraulic pump got holes in it? Well, that's just a freaking core. It's junk. The splines are shot. Wheel weights and augers and just stuff. I mean, center hubs for farmalls and seats, and I mean, we even got a set of steel wheels. I think this is for a Farmall B. You know, we got all kinds of stuff just sitting out here on pallets that you just never know when you need. So let's head back inside. All right, guys, you can definitely tell it's getting colder outside. Ears start to get colder, and nose starts to get colder way faster outside. But yeah, overall, not a bad little tractor. Let me know down in the comments what you think of this TYM. You think it was a mistake buying it, or do you think it was kind of a cool little tractor to take a chance on? Me personally, I think taking a chance on this thing is hopefully going to end up being good and worth it, especially for what we got it for. So good little utility tractor to have around. We're going to do a little bit of fixing stuff up. Looked up that little power steering pump on the tractor, and oh wow, I mean, yeah, you can get a seal kit, but holy cow, that pump is $1,500 just for the pump. Thing is, like, I don't know, maybe 6 inches tall. Makes the guy really want to rebuild it, but parts availability is the biggest thing. So yeah, I guess let me know in the comments what you guys think of this TYM tractor. Kind of a little bit of different video, out of the antique tractor realm and into the modern tractor realm for once. We really don't have a lot of modern stuff around here. I mean, skid steer's in the older age, and my ATV's in the older range, and old is gold, but I don't know. We'll take a chance on this TYM. Thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for the next video. Probably going to be on this John Deere 630. We'll catch you guys next time.